Hey, what's up, everybody? Doug Shoemaker back, and I am with my special guest here, Jeff Hastings, from the Flagsman Mission Continues. Jeff, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Absolutely, man. Hey, tell me just a little bit about yourself, man. Where do you come from? Who are you? And how did you get started with the Flagman's Mission?
Well, as you said, I'm Jeff Hastings, the CEO, president of the Flagman's Mission Continues. And basically, we're a nonprofit 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides a service. And what this service is anytime a fallen hero, active duty military, dies while serving on active duty, we reach out to the family of that fallen hero and get their permission to give the community a way to pay honor to that fallen hero. By bringing the community together, organizing the community, and allowing them to pay honor to a fallen hero from their hometown, it's important that they want to get involved. So what we're doing is we're bringing 3x5 foot flags on 10-foot poles to their town, organizing them and giving them a way to pay honor to a hero from their hometown.
What is it that's so crucial about the mission when it comes to the family or the loved ones of the fallen?
So, when a military member dies while in active duty, just so you know the scenario people don't realize is from the time of death to the date of burial, if they died here in the United States, it's normally 15 to 21 days from the date of death to date of burial. If they died overseas or were killed in line of duty or killed in action overseas, it's normally anywhere from 20 to 30 days from the date of death to the date of burial. So now you have a family that's been waiting on their loved ones to come home, that they'll never, ever see again. And they're grieving, and these loved ones are young. They're in their 20s or under the age of 30. And you might have a widow or a wife, our children, or the parents, whoever the immediate family is, or all of them, they're numb by the time the visitation comes around. They're numb by the time the day of the funeral. They've been grieving and waiting so long and the lengthy process that on the day of the visitation, the day of the funeral, honest fact is they're not going to remember too much about who was there or what happened. There'll be certain key things they'll remember, but I can promise you the one thing they will remember, they always do, is that the tunnel of flags that they drove through from the funeral home to the cemetery, the tunnel of flags that they drove through the whole way, that was set up by members of their community that never even knew their loved ones, never even knew them, but they will remember that community came together to support them and pay honor to their loved ones. They'll remember that for the rest of their life.
Yeah, I've got to say that, I was there Friday, and then when my mom and I and one of my team members with Homestead was there helping on Sunday, that was remarkable to me. I mean, I've driven by funeral sites before and seen a few flags. It always touched my heart, but I didn't really receive the impact of it. Mm-hmm. And as we put the first flags up, it was important. I knew it was important, and I had this heavy feeling almost as we were finishing that mission of putting them up. And you just saw all the people that was smiles, and it's like 3 degrees and cold, and it's terrible out there, but every volunteer is smiling from ear to ear. And when you had mentioned to me just the difference, imagine the difference of a family coming through here to pay respect to their loved one. It's the normal funeral site you would normally see,
right,
versus being honored with all those flags every so many feet. It was just a remarkable experience for any of you guys that, if you've driven by a cemetery and you've seen a few flags that seem to stretch on through there, even if it's not for your loved one or your family, maybe just to pay respect, drive through there and take a peek at that scene and maybe imagine to yourself for a few moments that if you were that mother or father that lost a first responder, a local hero in service, what might that mean to you?
Yeah.
It was just, I can't stop thinking about it, to be honest with you. Thank you for that experience, by the way.
And we're very humbled and honored to do what we do. It's never about me or never about us. It's a team that does it. We cannot do these flag setups without community involvement. So we network and public service announcements and press releases, and social media, trying to get the word out, to get them volunteers in a town that we may have never been to before. I may not even have heard of the name of that town, wherever it is, in Iowa or Indiana or Wisconsin or wherever, or even some in Illinois that I went to, and I've lived here all my life, pretty much, that towns I never heard of. And we go to that community, and the smaller the community, it seems to be the bigger support, because, but we still get support no matter where we go, because Americans are patriots and they want to pay honor to a fallen hero, whether it's a first responder or a police officer or a fireman or active duty military, and we do them all. They want to do something, but they don't know what to do, and we're providing them a way of doing that. And people ask me, Jeff, why do you do this? How much money you get make? I don't take a dime. I don't take a dime. All the money that's donated goes back to supporting the mission, fuel costs, hotel costs, replacing flags, maintaining our equipment. I don't take a dime. Nobody takes a dime in our organization. But when I get the opportunity to go to a visitation after them flags are set up, and I meet the family, normally right before the visitation starts, and that mother or that father or that sister or that brother or that wife walks up to me with tears in her eyes. They've never met me before, but for some reason they know who I am, and they walk over and they give you a great big hug and just thank you. That's all I need. That's all the thanks I need. And then something has happened to us over the years that we never even dreamed of happening. Of course, any family member that has lost a military loved one, they're considered Gold Star. So Gold Star family members, whether it's Gold Star wife or husband or our mother or father or whatever, we've had these Gold Star family members show up on flag missions years later. And the first time I seen it, I was like, oh, God bless you. Thank you for being here. I'm surprised to see you. And what I learned from these people is not only they there to pay honor to the hero we're paying honor to that week, that 4 or 5 days. They taught me something. They said, every time your flags fly, they fly in memory of everyone they've ever flown for before. They fly in memory of my son or my daughter or my husband or my wife, whoever the fallen hero was. 10, 15 years ago, these flags flew for them, and they continue to fly once or twice a month. And every time they fly, my loved one isn't forgotten because of the things that you people do.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. And I don't know how you could possibly put that any better. So everybody, whenever, you see us put out these messages, I got a text from Jeff not long after he and I first met. And I said, how do I get involved? And he said, well, give me your phone number. And he said, when we've got a mission, I'll text you, hero down, flags up. And when I got that text, it just blew my mind. And I got out there, and some of the people, the volunteers that I met were, man, it was almost like meeting another family I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
When you get a group of people that all care so much about a similar thing. And man, it just really, really, like I said, it meant a lot. But something that really struck me was when you said that those flags, they don't just represent that hero that has fallen. It represents the hero that has fallen every time it has been put out for another hero. So whenever you see, hero down, flags up, you don't have to know that person to jump in and want to get involved. If your heart, cries out to help those that have given the ultimate sacrifice for us, if you see that thing pop up on social media, man, share it with somebody. Come on out and meet this great family, because we'd love to have you there as well. As an organization, what do you do to ensure that the organization answers to no one but the family?
No PC, right?
No PC.
So
earmuffs, kids.
Once I get family's permission, and it might be through the funeral home or through the military guest house, but once I get direct permission from the family to line their loved one's funeral route with flags, then at that point I demand from the casualty officer or the funeral home support from them. Any information I need for the funeral route or anything like that, or get the word out. Okay, I demand that information. And they know I'm working for the family. But my motto is, I answer on these missions, I answer to no one but God Almighty and the families of that fallen hero. Anyone else wants to tell me I can't do that, or you shouldn't do this, or maybe this is a better way, get out of my way. I'm answering to that family. If that family wants a full-blown military honor guard, they will have it. If that family wants flags just part of the way, they will have it. If family wants flags all the way, they're going to have it. If the family has a special request, whether it be a picture board of their loved ones they have at that funeral service or at the visitation, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to network people. I'm going to make some phone calls, and people are going to come together, and they're going to make it happen. If they want a Combat Vets Motorcycle Association or a Rolling Thunder or a Patriot Guard to do a motorcycle escort, they're going to have it. I'm going to pick up the phone, and I'm going to demand it on behalf of the family.
That is absolutely awesome. So you guys, you obviously have a massive passion for our heroes. You guys also involve the community a lot. So what are some of the biggest things that you think the community can do to get involved or to help you further the mission?
Well, of course we have to have donations. Absolutely. Yeah. And donations come in small pieces. We don't get a lot of corporate donations or anything like that. And we don't have time to fundraise for us. We're doing 35 to 40 funerals a year. I'm on the road 30 to 40 weeks a year doing these funerals. We don't have time to fundraise. So, of course, donations are important. And you go to our website and donate to us, but or mail us a check. Or come visit us. Even better.
You know what a check is?
Yeah. Come visit us and come see us. And I love cash. Yeah. But while you're making that donation, come visit us when we're setting up flags. Because, as I said, the donations come normally from community members from that community we're at that appreciate the fact that we're providing them a way to pay honor to a fallen hero from their hometown. And they want to donate to us so that we can continue to do that in other towns and other communities. And none of them ever want us to come back to their town, obviously. Even though we have had a couple of communities and we've had repeat visits too. But none of them want us to come back to their town.
Yeah.
None of them ever want to see us again in their town with flags.
All the most amazing things that I maybe never want to see again.
Yeah. But it's inevitable. It's gonna happen again. But I talk about donations. And I talk about funding. We can talk about that all day long. But what we really need help with, is getting the public service announcements out there and the radio ads out there and getting the call for help out there. When we have Heroes Down, Flags Up, come meet us at such time or such date at such location. wear some work gloves and walking shoes. If you carry 5 pounds, you can help. Just show up. There's no commitment.
Working gloves, hey, bring them. Telling you.
But there's no commitment. You receive this text message, or you see us post on Facebook, putting a call out. There's no commitment. There's no sign up. There's no telling me that you're going to be there, you can't be there, you want to be there. No. Just show up on that date and time at that location if you can for the day of setup, or if you can't do that, the day we're going to take the flags down, the pickup, or both. But there's no commitment. Just show up. We never know how many volunteers we're going to have until time on target. Does that worry me? No, because Americans are patriots and they're going to show up. People are going to come out. What worries me is somebody didn't get the message. Somebody didn't get the word. Somebody didn't hear about it and missed the opportunity to come out and help us. We reached out to high schools, school superintendents, all kinds of chamber of commerce and Rotary clubs and veterans organizations and all these different organizations in that community that we don't know anything about, trying to get the word out. And my biggest fear is, so many times the flags will go up and then people will go, what's SIMFAR? What's going on? Because we'll put them up a day or two ahead to create a billboard of letting the rest of the community that didn't know about the flags ask questions. And they start asking questions about, why are these flags up? And they find out that it's a fallen hero from their hometown. And then they come out and they line the funeral out the day of the funeral as the funeral procession goes by to show their support and honor.
I've heard that they say success is all about luck, but the smarter you work, the luckier you get. And when I saw the way you had that thing laid out, that you've got this person to walk so many paces, this person to pound the hole, this person's carrying so many flags, it was flawless and seamless, but your instruction was even better. So on that note, again, to the question, man, how do you get so much done, so much mobilized in such a short period of time? Because what you do makes such a huge difference. How do you do it so fast?
Well, there's basically 3 or 4 of us. They're working. We have one person that does press releases and puts public service down south. And then we have another person that will review our text messages before I send them out. I do all the text messages and all the information and all the mission essentials. Nothing moves without my okay or my permission or my approval. So I won't lie to you. Okay. When I get the call from that casualty officer or from that military, and of course, nothing goes out until it's definite and approved. So sometimes I may know 24 or 48 hours before the public knows, of course, And because what I'm doing is I'm organizing. I'm making sure that this is what we're going to do, because once the word goes out, there ain't no changing. There ain't no adapting. So I won't lie to you. I don't sleep for several days. I might take cat naps here and there, but it's nonstop, 72, 96 hours, sometimes notice. And then we have to roll, and we got to get our equipment to that location. And then we got to figure out where First Street and Elm is, or where the funeral route is in this town, in a town I never even heard of. Don't even know where it's at on a map, and have to figure out how to get there, where to get there, what the funeral route is, where we're going to set the flags up, what areas of that route might not be feasible to set flags up because we can't set flags up in concrete, things like that. And also organize and network all the volunteers and get as many volunteers as you can out. It's nonstop adrenaline rush, and literally I will never come off that high, that adrenaline rush high, the day the flags are picked up. And once the flags are picked up and they're loaded back on our vehicle, and that vehicle is closed up, then I can relax. But other than that, it is a nonstop adrenaline rush. Just go, 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 go. And then normally sometimes I'm able to take a few days and just decompress. But sometimes people don't realize we're leaving one mission. We're closing the doors on that truck when the flags come down, and we're rolling to the next one that we're going to set up 48 hours later. And we're doing all this while we're on the road. So
yeah, man, I've used my thumb many years about the recovery from teardown from Wingfest, but we're go crazy for a week, but then I've got not a year to take a break because we're planning again, but and I can take a month or two off. And, for you guys to do all that you do and go from mission to mission to mission, man, that is really something special. I bet, tell me if I'm wrong, but there's something probably in your background before you met Larry that might have prepared you for some of this discipline. What was your background before? What was your career? Where'd you come from?
Well, I didn't do anything. I don't brag about it. I am retired Air Force, military, 20 years retired. I was active duty and then guard, retired guard, and then became a truck driver. Drove truck for about 15 years. And then also got involved with other veterans organizations, started working with other veterans organizations, several of them, and became members of them and worked with them. And, so that's kind of how I met Larry, was volunteer with other veterans organizations. But I don't know, I was raised in a family of 6. Everybody had their chores to do. You went to school, you come home, you went and, you did your homework and you did your chores. And when Dad got home, dinner was on the table at 5 o'clock. And whatever Dad, needed you to help with or do, you did on the weekends when Dad was home working on the house or fixing the car or something like that.
Then
you were there doing it.
You there, right?
Oh, absolutely. Double what I paid my kids. Nothing, right? Well, no, actually, he paid us very well. He fed us.
Yeah.
He clothed us.
Yeah.
He gave us a bed to sleep in.
More than a lot of people had in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you for your service, man. I just, I noticed in your delivery while we were out there, I just spent a little bit of time in the Air Force Reserve, but the things that I got from basic training were, it doesn't matter how menial something is. The compound effect of doing menial things right is what matters. And, when you think that when it says to turn that screw on that aircraft, 8 3/8 turns, it didn't say 8 1/8 or 3/4.
No one carries more than 3 flags at a time.
No one carries more than 3 flags at a time. That was my point. I saw that in your delivery, the simple instruction that a person who had never volunteered, if you've never done anything like this, don't be shy or intimidated, because the instruction was so simple. The only thing
we make it fun. We make it honorable. We're honored to be there. We make it honorable. We make it respectful and humbling.
Yeah.
But we make it fun. If you are a veteran and you come out to help, I promise we're going to pick on you, but you got to pick back at us also. Okay. And, no matter who you are, we're going to make this fun and have fun with it. Yeah. Because, we're bringing a community together, and these community members, some of them have never met each other before. And because they came out and set up flags with us or helped us take down flags, they become good friends and got to know each other. It's community members coming out for a good cause that are meeting each other for the first time, and they might live down the street from each other and didn't even know it. So that's kind of cool.
It was great to see Mayor Roach there, and just a lot of military people, civilians, you name it, just great walks of life out there. It was such a good time. Jeff, is there anything else that, I guess maybe if you had one or two things, if you guys slept through it all, there's one or two things that you thought that the community really needed to know about the Flagman's Mission Continues, what are those things?
It's not about me. It's not about us. And it's not about any individual. And anybody who wants to come out and volunteer with us and help us, I strongly encourage them to do that. But if you want to come out and help us, as I said earlier, I answer to God Almighty and the family of the fallen only. If you think coming out to help us is going to put a feather in your cap or get you elected for something or get you a vote for something, and that's the reason you're coming out to help us, stay home. Stay home. But if you want to come out and pay honor to a fallen hero and a grieving family, come out and join us. I can talk about this all day long. I can brag about what we do. But as you know now, Doug, and I told you this, you cannot even begin to fathom the great reward you will get in your heart. You cannot until you come out and do a flag mission with us, until your boots on the ground and help us. There's no way, and I've heard this from so many people go, I heard about you, but now I'm addicted to following you because I done one, and it's addicting. And we have people that come out and they follow us all over the Midwest on their own time and dime and help us, and we appreciate them. And they don't get paid a dime. In fact, their expenses aren't even covered. They do it on their own time because it's the right thing to do, and we appreciate them people. But we also now understand there's other people that are working for a living and stuff like that. Come out for one mission. Give me 2 hours of your time when you can, if you can. If you can't, that's okay too. Spread the word and let people know what we're doing. Send your grandkids and kids out to help us. We'll teach them patriotism.
Hey, that was something I loved too, Jeff, was, and you made it clear when you sent the text up that if you can carry 5 pounds, you're welcome. Yeah. And so some of the young ones that I saw out there, that really warmed my heart, because I do feel like we've got a little bit of a lack of patriotism these days. And, it's our responsibility not to tell people to be patriotic, but to show patriotism so they'll latch onto that as well. So I really like to see that.
As I said, on that note, was, we invite schools and high schools and junior highs to come to these events and help us set up flags. But something we've learned from that is we have high school kids that they came out and they set up flags at a fallen hero's funeral that they never knew. And we run into them 8 or 10 years later when they're a grown adult, and they come back and they remember that soldier's name or the airman's name or the military member's name. And they remember when they died, and they remember setting up flags. I don't remember all of them, but they do. And they never forget that we gave them that opportunity. And they come back and help us later when they're adults or send their kids. So that's fun. It's fun. And it's educational. Yeah. And if we're ever out there setting up flags and you're out there with us, I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to give you the answer right now. So if you watch this video, you'll have the answer. One question is, what size shoes do I wear? That's size 11. You have to come out and see to learn more about that. But the other question is, do you know what the most recognized symbol of all symbols anywhere in the world is? The most recognized symbol in the world is? Do you know?
I would say it's the American flag.
It's the American flag. You would think of it as a cross or something like that. Any country you go in the world, anyone pretty much, if they can walk and talk, they know what an American flag looks like. They know that's the American flag. And we should be proud of that. Our American flag, our flag is the most recognized symbol in the world.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for watching today. We really appreciate it. As a lot of you guys know, I am founder of Midwest Wing Fest. I'm a founder of the Home Foundation, and Midwest Wing Fest raises money to help combat wounded soldiers and the families of fallen heroes get some love and some fun and get another family again. Through the Home Foundation, we bring together different groups of people, different local organizations that will either offer discounts or just love and support to our first responders. In real estate transactions predominantly, we save people a lot of money. And some other things that the Home Foundation does. Number one, for every transaction that we close that is military, law enforcement, or a firefighter, we make a $250 donation to a local 501c3 nonprofit that supports first responders. But the Home Foundation also makes a $500 donation each month to a local cause that does the same. And Jeff, I wanted to bring you here and thank you for what you do, my friend.
Thank you.
But also, I wanted to present you with
without hitting me in the head, not
just $100 check.
That's awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you. It will be utilized well.
Wonderful. Well, hey, thank you guys all so much. And if you know anybody who is military law enforcement or a firefighter that's needing some good financial advice, some help, just need some help with anything from a financial planner to lawn care, you name it, we've got a group of people that would love to take care of them. And if you know of a local charity that supports first responders, please reach out and let us know who they are and what they need help with, because we'd love to help them as well.